Now बच्चे, as we have done in previous part, that is, what is that part? Previous part बच्चे, the previous part was part number 8, and in your part number 8 we have started properties of arithmetic mean. We have already started this concept in part number 8, but few properties were left. That's why I am starting this topic once again. Clear बच्चे? This property already we have discussed in that previous part. The property of sum of deviations of items from mean is always 0. This already we have discussed in our part number 8. Clear बच्चे? This already we have done, and then बच्चे now we will be moving to this second one. Sum of squares of deviations of items from x bar is minimum. That is sigma x minus x bar is always minimum. Let me show you how it will be minimum. Suppose I am taking an example in which x is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Clear बच्चे? And in this, if I will do the sigma x, I will get 150, and when I will find the mean of this, I will get 150 upon 5. Why 150 बच्चा? Because mean formula will be, let me read formula also so that you does not confuse yourself. It will be sigma x upon n, and what is sigma x? That is 150 upon 5. So finally what value you will get? 30. Clear? Now as I am doing the deviations of it from x bar, I will get 10 minus 30, 20 minus 30, 30 minus 30, 40 minus 30, and बचे 50 minus 30. When I will calculate, I will get the answers. That is minus 20, minus 10, 0, 10 and 20. When I will do the addition of this, I will get total as 0, which proves this statement. This is proving this statement that sum of deviations of items from mean is always 0. Now बच्चे, let me make the outlines of the box because I have to make few more columns to explain to you this property. First property I have explained. To improve this second property also I require these two, so I am not rubbing them. So बच्चे, till here you can write it down just so that you does not confuse. Till now it is the proof of your first property. Clear? Till now it is the proof of your first property. Kindly make a note somewhere as a proof of your first property. Then I will tell you how I will use the same in the proof of second property, and that property is sum of the square of deviations of items from x bar is minimum. How I will be proving this statement. Now I think so that you have written it. Now I will be using it to prove this statement. What I have to do, I have to just simply do the square. Clear? How I will do the square? I will write. Now, बच्चे, as you know that we have discussed this first property we have already discussed now. That is sum of deviations of items from mean is always 0 and sigma of x minus x bar is 0. This we have proved using this table of column 1 and 2. Now, बच्चे, the same column I will be using now. The same column I will be using now to prove this second property, that is sum of squares of deviations of items from x bar is minimum. Clear, बच्चे? Now I will be proving this second property. Now, बच्चे, now this second property I need the x minus x bar whole square. I need this column, and for this column what I will be doing, I will be, for proving this I have to do these columns also. For proving this only these two are sufficient, and for proving this property whatever I am doing now, that is you all have to do, and for that this also necessary, this also necessary. Again I am not doing because already I have done just now in front of you. Clear, बच्चे? So now I am doing this x minus x square bar whole squares, that is minus 20 whole square is 400, minus 10 whole square is 0, 0 square is 0, which is 0, and your 10 square is 100, and which your 20 square is 400. So when I am doing the sigma of this x minus x bar whole square, what do I get? 400, 500 and 100, 600, 600 plus 400, that is 1000. So when I will add these as values, I will get 1000. 400 plus 100, 500, 500 plus 100, 600 plus 400, that is 1000. Clear, बच्चे? Now I need two more columns, and that columns are x minus a and x minus a whole square. Because बच्चे, I want to prove this, that the total of what I wanted to prove indirectly, that indirectly I had to prove this total of this column should be more than this, or in the other words, this total of sigma x minus x bar should be less than the total of sigma x minus a whole square. And what is a, bacha? A is any assumed value which I will take from this column, and that assumed value I have taken here and denoted by a, that is 40. That is 40, bache. So what I have taken here, where a is 40. Clear? Now as you all know that so many times we have done the deviations from a also, let us deviate, that is 10 minus 40, then the 20 minus 40, 30 minus 40, 40 minus 40, and the 50 minus 40. Clear? Here I have written all the 40s, and here I have written all the values of x, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now I will do the subtractions, and I have told you the subtractions so many times. What will come here? Minus 30, minus 20, minus 10, 0 and 10. And now I will be doing the square of these values. So square of 30 is 900, square of 20 is 400, square of 10 is 100, and the square of 0 is 0, and square of 10 again is 100. When I will add these all, what I will get? 900 plus 400, 1300, 1300 plus 100, 1400, 1400 plus 100, bache 1500. So when I will add these all values, what I will get a total 1500. Now let me do the comparison for which we have done this total calculations, and this total calculations we have done just to prove this property of arithmetic mean. And now what we are proving this, this value of 1000 is less than 1500, or what we can say that sigma of x minus x bar whole square is less than sigma of x minus a whole square. So this part we have using this, we can say that our this property is proved. So in this lecture, in this today's video lecture, we have discussed two properties in detail. That two properties are sum of deviations of items no mean is always 0, that is sigma of x minus x bar is always 0. And then we have done the second property, that is sum of the square of deviation of items from the x bar is minimum. And the formula is this, the value we are finding this. And to prove this statement, we have done this calculation of complete chart. And but now I need this space to prove this as well as to prove this. So kindly write it down very fastly. I am holding my video lecture for a few seconds so that you can write it down as fast as you can. Write it down very fast, bachcho. I think bachcho you all have done this now. So I am erasing it out. Clear? This one and this already I have explained to you. So I am erasing it because I need the space, bachche. As you are knowing, I really need the space. And for that, I am erasing this. And now I will prove the properties. Now, bachche, just see this. On this property, we have done so many kind of questions. I think so that there is no need to explain it more because you already have done in previous lecture only that how we are going to calculate combined mean. Clear, bachche? And in this x1 is your combined mean, n1 is number of observation of first series, x1 bar is your mean of first series, n2 is your number of observation of second series, x2 bar is your mean of second series, and then this is again your n1 plus n2. Now I will explain to you this property number 4 in detail. I will be discussing. It is saying if all items of a series are increased, decreased, multiplied and divided by the same number, then mean is also increased, decreased, multiplied and divided by that same number respectively. If it is increased, mean will also increase. If it is decreased, mean will also decrease. If it is multiplied, mean will also be multiplied. and if it is divided, mean will also be divided. So बच्चे hold on for a second, then we will start the explanation of this fourth property. Now let me take an example. Observations are 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Clear? Observations are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. And the mean of these observations is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 upon 5. Let's add 2 plus 4 6, 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 8 20, 20 plus 10 30, 30 by 5 that is 60. Clear? 30 by 5 that is 6. Again you will check 2 plus 4 6 is 6 and 6 12, 12 and 8 20, 20 plus 10 30, 30 by 5 that is 6. Now if somebody says to us that all these observations are increased by 3. Somebody is saying to us that all these observations are increased by 3. So what will be our new observations? If all observations are increased by 3, then what will be our new observations? Our new observations will be 2 plus 3 5, 4 plus 3 7, 6 plus 3 9, 8 plus 3 11 and 10 plus 3 30. So these are our new observations. Now we will find new mean. How we will get new mean? 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 upon 5. So let us add 5 and 7, 12, 12 plus 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. Now what's 21 plus 11? 21 plus 11, but we will get 32. And what's 32 plus 13? 45. So 45 upon 5 we will get, what we will get? Then firstly, if we have increased it by 3, what will be the new mean now? 45 divided by 5 by which is 9. What we will get? 9. Clear? So what you are seeing, the difference between this 6 and 9. What is the difference between 6 and 9? Is 3. And what is this 3? This 3 is your same by which the value has been increased. So using this example in front of you, I have proved this. Instead of doing the whole calculations again, what we can do directly? Directly we can do, if somebody is saying that some mean of some observations was 6 and all observations are increased by 3. So then we, without doing these all calculations, we can directly add that 3 in 6 and we will get 9. Clear bache? See again an example. For example, somebody is saying mean of some observations was 12 and now to each observation 5 is added. Find new mean. Find new mean. So using this property, what I can do, I will not do all the calculations again. What I will do just directly. New mean will be old mean multiplied by value increased. But what should be all the variables. Clear बच्चे? Like here we have increased by equal amount. All the amounts which I have increased here, they are increased by an equal number. Clear बच्चे? So in this example, what I will find, old mean was 12, and it is here, but they are saying added. So what sign will come here? Plus sign will come. Clear? So what will be the plus sign? Means 5 is there, so our new mean will be 17. So without the calculation also we can use it. So just I am generalizing using one formula only. I want to still then you copy these two examples. I have told you about old and new, and then I have generalized using this example one. Kindly look at this बच्चे. Wait holding for 2 seconds. Now बच्चे, I finally want to tell you that what I am going to tell you. Just I want to tell you that I can generalize all the formulas in a simple way. In this property, like case 1, if all values are increased by y. I am not taking any numerical, I am just writing if all values are increased by y. Then what could be our new mean? Our new mean would be old mean plus y. Case 2, if all values are decreased by y, means all the terms are being decreased by y. So in this case, what will be our new mean? Our new mean will be old mean minus 1. And बच्चे case 4, if all values are multiplied by y, all values are multiplied by y, then our new mean will be old mean multiplier of y. And it is case 3. Sorry, it is case 3. And in case 4, that is if all values are divided by y, then our new mean will be old mean divided by y. So this complete property can be submerged into these 4 rules, and already I have proved this part by giving a numerical example, and in the same way all these also can be proved. You can do it yourself and check it, and this was all project which we are going to do. So please write it, this very important, it is a very important note. Write it down very fastly, write it down बच्चे. I think बच्चे you all have written it down. So let me wind up this class. Have a good luck for your studies in this situation, hard situation and drastic situations. And बच्चे now, what I am saying this, tomorrow we will do chapter 5, part 10. And in that part 10, we will start our median. But we will start median. Clear बच्चे? In tomorrow's class. In tomorrow's class we will do median. Our mean is completed in 9 parts of chapter 5. From my video lectures from part number 1 to part number 9, my mean is complete, and in next we will be doing part 10. That will be our median. Thank you and have a nice day. A very good morning, class. Today I want to tell you that we will be doing today median. As you all know that we have completed our mean, so we will start today median, and it is your part 10 of chapter 5. It is your part 10 of chapter 5. So a very bright day might be there for you, my children, because you are really working hard, really doing very hard work at your home. I am very much thankful to you all that you are really doing so much work at your home. And now this is your part 10 of chapter 5. And we are doing today the concept of median. What concept we are doing today? Concept of median. And in median, first of all I would like to tell you what median is. Really I will tell you first what exactly median is. Therefore median is that positional value. Median is that positional value of the variable which divides the distribution into two equal parts. One part comprises of all the values greater than or equal to median. Clear बच्चे? One part comprises of all the values greater than or equal to median value, and other part comprises of all values less than or equal to median value. Now what does it mean, बच्चे? Suppose this is the data which I have arranged in ascending order. Suppose x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8, x9. Clear बच्चे? I am supposing that these are the values of a data, that in the data 9 values are given and that 9 values I have arranged here in ascending order, and this one is median. Suppose this one is median. So clear बच्चे? This is having two parts. First part and this one is बच्चे this one can be your second part and this is your first part. I have written the name as per the definition I have mentioned. So whenever a data is there and we have a median value, that median value will divide the given data into two equal parts, as I have taken a representation over here in front of you by arranging the data into an ascending order. And बच्चे here you can see this much portion is showing your second part and this much portion is showing your first part, and it is completely in the middle of the data. It is completely in the middle of the data. So this was all about the definition of median बच्चे. After that definition, I will be telling about computation of median, and computation of median we will learn about so many formulas of individual series, discrete series, and even बच्चे continuous series. So kindly be with me in the whole lecture. Positively watch each and every point, each and every second you watch it, because it will be really going to be very helpful to you. So let me write one more important point, that is it is denoted by ME. It is denoted by ME. But whenever we use this ME means median. So I want to hold down my lecture for a few seconds because I want that the space to be there, and I need to erase this part. So I want you write it down very fastly in your notebooks so that I can erase and I can move to my next concept. So do it very fastly, बच्चे. Okay, बच्चे, welcome back. Now I am going to erase it out. Hope you have written it. Now I will be moving to formulas of computation of median. Clear, बच्चे? Next topic is formulas for computation of median. Clear? Or we can use the word calculating median. What can I write? Formulas for Let me use this complete. We started from here. Formulas for calculating clear vision. As I have told you in mean also that we have three different series, and for each and every different series we have a different kind of formula. So let me start. First of all, with first we are having the individual series. Clear? Then second we have discrete series, and third one we have the continuous series. Clear? We have basically three type of different series: individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. In individual series, which we have two formulas and we have two different cases. First is case 1, when n is equal to any odd value. When n is equal to any odd value like 1, 3, 5. Leave it 1 because in 1 what we will find out. We can start from 3 also. Because if one value is there, then what is the use of finding linear also. So we can start from 3, 3, 7 and dash dash. Clear picture. This is our first case when n is equal to any odd value, and that values can be started from 3 onwards. Now here what is the formula is equal to n plus 1 by 2n observation. What is the simple basic formula? The simple basic formula is n plus 1 by 2th observation, where n is the number of observation, where n is equal to the number of observations. And this one formula is used in which case? This formula is used in which case? This is used in case 1 when n is equal to any odd value. Let me move to next one. The next one is case 2. Case 2 when n is equal to any even value. That even value can be 2, 4, 6 and dash dash, and the formula for median will be n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation upon 2, where n is equal to number of observations. Clear picture? This we will use for as a formula in case of even numbers. This we will use as a formula in case of odd numbers. How to use it I will tell in the later parts, because today we are discussing formulas first, and if time allows we will do some calculations also. Now this means this also can be called up as, I am writing with black pen, which is this complete can also be called as average of middle two terms. This also can be called as average of middle two terms after arranging a data into ascending order. After arranging a data into AO. AO means ascending order. Clear picture? What does this AO means? I'm writing here. Their space is not there. AO means ascending order. Clear picture? This is your AO, and I want to make a note point also that I am writing over here. There is a note to calculate median. First of all, we have to arrange data into either ascending order or descending order. Clear? This is a very important note point. You have to write it, remember it, use it. Clear? Write it, remember it, and use it. Clear? Now we will move to our next series, that is discrete series. And in this discrete series, your median will be. What will be your median in discrete series? It will be size of n plus 1 by 2th item. N plus 1 by 2th item, and here your n is equal to sigma f. What is n? N is equal to sigma f, that is sum of all the frequencies. Sum of all the frequencies. Clear, bache? Now the next one is your continuous series, and in continuous series, bache, there is a very big process, and that process we will discuss in after some times, or it can be in your next video lectures also. But now I will just discuss with you the formula for calculating median, that is L1 plus n by 2 minus Cf upon f into I. This is the basic formula which we are using and which we will use to calculate median in case of the continuous series, that is L1 plus n by 2 minus Cf upon f into I. Clear? Now let me tell you what all these values are. Here ME is your median. L1 is your L1 is your lower limit of median class. Then the n by 2 is your sigma f by 2, and Cf is your cumulative frequency. That lies just above the median class. F is frequency that lies in the median class. And what is your I? I is your class size of median median class. So you might be seeing that each and everywhere I have used a special word, that is median class. Here also median class, here also median class, and बच्चे here also median class. So what does this median class is? So I am using this part. For this, it is this much was only sufficient, and which is for this was all over. So for this much space, I will use to tell you some more points of this topic. So in case of continuous series, you have to make a note of few things. That note is not for calculating median in case of continuous series. In case of continuous series. Clear बच्चे? What are those? First, arrange data into ascending order. Arrange data into ascending order. Second, find cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency means you have to find cumulative frequency. It is the necessary thing. Arranging the data into ascending order is also necessary. And then third बच्चे, using n by 2 value, find the relevant median class. To find the relevant median class, and how this relevant median class will be finded, that I will tell with more focus when we will be doing the numerical of this. Clear बच्चे? So these are all things, and nothing there. More tough note, it is not there. What is your median class? It is that class in which your n by 2 value lies. In which your n by 2 value lies. What is median class? Let me write it down here in simple words. Median class. So what can be your median class? It is a class interval in which we find that where does n by 2 value exactly lies. Where is n by 2 value exactly lies? Clear also. Where is your n by 2 value exactly lies? So from my side I have explained all the formulas, all the things I have explained over here in front of you. They are there in the board. So kindly look at them one more very keenly and write them down so that you can make a note of these all the formulas in a comparative way in your notebook. So I am holding my lecture for few seconds and giving time to make a note of this. Make a note fast, बच्चे. already written everything which are there in your book, on your board. So I just want to tell you, introduce you with the concept which I will be doing in your next lecture, and that is the change. Numericals based on today's formulas. Numericals based on today's formulas. We will be doing in next class. Clear, bache? Numericals based on today's formulas we will be doing in your next class. So, thank you and have a nice day. Prepare your this topic very efficiently. Thank you once again, bache.